9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Tune in.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast, photo and entertainment in Middle Georgia sales and services. Coke, don't worry about Pepsi.
I had to go see a man about a meeting.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose. Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a Lego.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.
What's going on, everybody?
What's good? What's good?
Hey, family. Podcast man, what's going on?
How's everybody doing today?
We're good. We're good. Podcast land, are you out there? Comment. Let us know you're on the line. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Lights Podcast Show. It's your girl Jess, and I am on with my family. My sis Shakira. Say hello.
Yo, it's the feisty bulldog.
we got y'all on the ones and twos. And
He muted right now. He muted right now, grabbing some cookies. Yeah, he muted right now, grabbing some cookies.
But we also have my brother Mike on. What's going on? Hey D, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
So we got a lot
What's up?
tonight.
Yeah, man, we got some stuff brewing tonight. Talk about these games coming up on this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And talk about them pick'ems from the Wizard once he pull up. And yeah, we got some things to talk about. Got some high school news, a little bit of NFL news to talk about. Headlines for Georgia's great, for Georgia's own anyway.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, Obadiah? TCC checking in. Hey, D says there's some big games in South Georgia this Friday. True that. What's going on, Kendrick Sanders? How you doing today? All right, D. Coffee County. You say you on the clock. Tick tock, tick tock.
I am talking good.
So glad y'all decided to join us tonight. Make sure you tell a friend.
For sure. Go ahead and tell them to like the page, follow, all that good stuff.
What's going on? Colquitt in the building. Hey, Jamie. How was y'all's day today? Tell us about that in the comments. Did y'all have a good day? Did you work today? What's going on?
Well, real quick, my day was a little hectic. One of my coworkers, unfortunately, got to see why they called me the feisty bulldog.
They fault.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this story. All right, Jamie says Stockbridge is on the clock. Hoco Bears in the building. Bear down. What's going on, Antoine Hill?
If I ain't mistaken, Stockbridge playing Colquitt County. Yeah, Colquitt.
That's why Jamie said Stockbridge is on the clock. And then did you see that game Saturday, Mike?
Yeah, I actually saw it. All I'm gonna say is hopefully they don't drop 20 passes against Colquitt like they did against Douglas County.
Oh. So was Douglas that much better than them, or Colquitt just made a lot of mistakes?
Well, Stockbridge made a lot of mistakes, and Douglas County capitalized on them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what good teams do. D said, "Law Stockbridge about to be 0-2."
And it is what it is on that one. It is what it is. We already know that's what we expect, I think. But my thing with Stockbridge is if Stockbridge stop trying to bully people and being unnecessarily physical with teams, they'll be all right. But they try to over physical a team, and you can't do that with everybody. That's number one, because that's gonna give you unnecessary penalties and things of that nature. If they just play within themselves, they're gonna be good. They'll be straight, but they trying to do too much right now.
I got you.
Oh, yeah, went out there tried to bully Douglas County, and Douglas County punched him right in the mouth. As Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right?
That's what he said. Now that's exactly what he said. Cole Moore said them mutts fixing to get a reality check. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. You heard that? Sis?
Child, come to me and speak or something before you come in here with all that horse crap. Appreciate that shout out, D. Y'all follow the instructions, like and share.
Now, sis, hold on. I want to talk to Miss Sis real fast. Sister Kira. Now you do understand folks gonna come at you, right?
Oh, I just told the man to come with a greeting first.
Yeah, they gonna talk. They talk. They gonna talk. They trash. Let them talk. They talk. Because at the end of the day, you gonna let your team speak for you after they bust their head on that field. So you ain't gotta entertain. You ain't gotta entertain everybody. Just keep that. Just remember that. You ain't gotta entertain everybody.
Well, look, if
everybody don't deserve your attention.
Look, if they come on the show, I'm not gonna be rude and ignore them.
Oh man, you better than me. I'll ignore them. I'll ignore them in a heartbeat.
I'm ignoring on here is that little Applejack boy.
Okay. Jeremy is from wherever he D asks Jeremy from Thomas. Jeremy is from wherever he wants to be in that given time. He's what you call a bandwagoner. He flows like water. He has loyalty to no one. But if you're asking where he went to high school, he went to high school at Appleton County. What's going on, twin? D agrees with you, Mike. He says that Stockbridge tried to do that with Bainbridge and it went left.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. They need to cut that out.
Jeremy says D Williams, yeah, why would I lie? He would lie, D. He would lie because it's Wednesday.
No. He gonna lie because today is in the word day.
Yeah. There you go. Any day of the week. He's 24/7. He gonna shoot you one. Jamie predicts the Colquitt score to be 52-7. Okay. Obadiah says our defense is playing damn good, and we are returning over 9 starters this year on offense.
Okay, we're gonna see.
And that's gonna bode well in the playoffs because when you run into that buzzsaw eventually. What side of the bracket is TCC on? Can we check on that later on?
We can.
Yeah, I want to see exactly if they're on the same side as Hughes or when they would meet.
All right, no problem.
Better damn not be on the side with him.
Y'all so disrespectful.
Man, call it like it, man. We just call it like it is. We ain't finna sit up here and sugarcoat nothing.
D says all Region 1 teams are on the weak side. So it's a possibility they could meet.
Hey, we're gonna find out.
He said all Region 1 teams are on the what?
Weak side.
Man, they on all 4 corners of the bracket now, so you technically can't say that.
You can't say that. Like they're gonna be in every spot on the bracket. It all depends on what seed you get. Now the one seed in Region 1 is gonna be on that bottom left. But Thomas County Central ain't gonna be no one seed in that region. So
I think that's the assumption that they're
they don't need to worry about that. They doing something they ain't got no business doing. Worried about other folks' spot. You worried about Lee County spot. You ain't worried about Thomas County Central.
So disrespectful.
I'm just telling you what Mike just told you. We're not finna sugarcoat nothing. We're just gonna tell it like it is. Now, the plus side of that is as a third seed, I think you're in that top right corner, and that's just almost just as easy as that bottom right. So 2 seed in that top left and 3 seed in that bottom left is the one. I mean, in 4 seed in that bottom left are the ones that you may have to worry about. But if you in that top right or that bottom right, you all right.
Man, what the hell? Don't mind me, y'all. I'm trying to find something. I thought I had something made up already, ready to go to answer this question here real fast, but I can't find it. So don't mind me right now. I'm trying to find something. Why everybody just go quiet? Did I do something wrong?
Nah, you good, bro. Hey, babe. Who that is? Obadiah? What do you mean, Obadiah? You speaking on the panel? You saying that about Thomas County Central on the panel? Is that that's what you're speaking on?
You talking about that comment right there?
Yeah. And if you check our receipts, man, we tried to give y'all some respect last year. We now I'll be the first one to admit I never thought you would win the region. Oh, I'll back that up. I did say you was gonna win the region. I'm the one that said Thomas County Central would win the region. I saw you play the spring game against Perry, and I said Thomas County Central will win that region. But it's a different story this year, bro. Y'all not winning it this year.
Mm. Is it just me? Or everybody just went quiet?
I think everybody went quiet, bro, and I apologize.
Okay.
I'm trying to, get some content going, but I'm actually just getting out of the truck with the family, and I ain't want y'all to hear my 8-month-old that cutting the food.
Nah, you good. So this is what I'm doing. While we having this discussion, I found the file I was looking for, and I was about to throw in Thomas County Central's region in the playoff bracket as it stands right now, and then I was going, or how we expect. No, I'm just gonna say right now, and then I was gonna throw in Hughes's region. So give me a few minutes to do this thing like I'm trying to do real fast, cause y'all about to be tripping out.
Okay, so while we're waiting on you, we're gonna jump to the comment. Well, if you are Lounge, y'all going home in the second round versus Carrollton. That was from Jamie. Obadiah said, well, we can say that, or everyone in general. I guess that is in reference to the whole bracket conversation. D. Williams says that Lee didn't look too good at quarterback. Kendrick, I'm gonna assume that's supposed to say suppose. Everybody that's supposed to beat us last year is on our clock again this year, as they should be. Dante Lee, what story are you referring to? Good evening, O'Neill. D still talking to Obadiah about Lee not having a quarterback. Hi, Alfred. Welcome on to the show. Obadiah said, and he didn't, but they might got us at 2 or 3 or probably fighting for first. Region 178 is weak.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm good. You know what? I'm just gonna stop right here. I'm just gonna stop where I went. I ain't got no further to go than what I need to do. So everybody talking about, well, this and that and brackets and this and that. TCC, I'm gonna tell you like this. Let me blow this thing up a tad bit more. If y'all mess around and take second, it's you're done. You're not gonna make it to the semifinals. Because as of the way it will stand right now, I got TCC sitting as the number 2 school coming out of that region. So if y'all finish whoever your number 2 school in that region, in region 5, it's gonna be on the top left. Y'all gonna be on the top left, and you got to see Hughes if you make it to the quarterfinals.
So hold on. Region 1, 2 is what you need to be looking for. That's where you got TCC, right?
Yep.
Okay. Find region 1, 3. Should they be bottom left?
Region 1, 3 is
Bottom left, if I'm not mistaken.
Region 1, 3. Oh no, Region 1, 3.
Yeah, they bottom left. 1, 2, and
I got Houston County down there.
yeah, that's the point. But see, Houston County, that's right there where you got Houston County. That's where you need to put TCC.
Oh, at the number 3 team. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
The 2 seed. They're not going to be the 1 seed.
So I want everybody to see. This is Region 1, 3 team right here. TCC is going in there. Now, TCC, if you get to the semifinals, you got to see this team right here. I'm going to leave it at that.
Now, as Thirsty telling you TCC fans this, it's just a suggestion. You ain't got to take it from yo. It's just a suggestion. If by any chance you don't get the 1 seed, you better try to tank and get 3 or 4. Because if you get the seed, that's your, you know what, Mr. Postman.
Now, number 4 is over here. This is what number 4. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is where the 4 team would be at. And this right here. So in my mind, that might be the best bet for you. Somewhere on that right. You want to be somewhere on that right hand side. If you want to get to the title game. But that's just me.
I don't know where the comments left off, but Daniel says that Hughes O-line is ridiculous because they really dominated Carrollton. Dante says, shit, they got to make it too. And Kendrick says they can be beat. And Cole says, I don't know why we're discussing. Is this Hughes state title to lose?
Yeah.
Hey, I left out real quick, sorry guys. Twin, hey Big Christy, and Chad, welcome to the show. And that's it.
Okay.
I want somebody ask this Hughes championship to lose.
Oh, before you even get to that one, bro, let me address one. Kendrick Sanders said they can be beat. Who are they?
Langston Hughes.
No, I'm trying to figure out who he talking about they is, Carl. He ain't. Yes, Langston Hughes can be beat. But guess what? It ain't about nobody in the state of Georgia. I'm going to tell you that right now. It ain't a team that suit up in the state of Georgia that can beat Langston Hughes. Yes, it can happen because you have a bad game. You have injuries. Quarterback don't play his best game. Wide receivers ain't catching, and y'all will swear up and down that, such and such beat them. But let me tell you something. From top to bottom on a roster, there's not a team in the state of Georgia better than Langston Hughes. And if y'all can't see that because y'all blind to who your team is, so you want to cheer, we can probably beat you. You can't beat Langston Hughes, man. There ain't a team in the state that can.
I mean, if they have a bad night, D says anybody can lose on any given night.
Exactly. That happens in football. We know that. But like I said, top to bottom, roster-wise, and Sean say he'll take Gainesville over Hughes, and what?
Okay.
That'd be bad fishing.
Because you sure let me talk about no football.
Dante says, didn't they get the go-ahead touchdown late against Carrollton?
Nah.
Did you not watch the game? Them boys put up basically 27 unanswered points.
Yes, Carrollton was dominating them in the second quarter. They the one put that together.
Jeremy says Lee County's quarterback situation is hurting. They're relying on that running back that might get them put over there with Hughes and a second round exit.
Hey, look, do me a favor. Just stop telling me what that guy said.
Okay, no problem. This says we thought Buford was going to win it last year.
Who thought that?
A lot of us. I mean, I know I thought it, and then Walton had other ideas on that one.
Okay, so hold on. Check your receipts, because you're gonna always tell you to check his receipts. Thirst, didn't you and I have this whole conversation about me telling you Mill Creek will win the championship?
Yeah, we discussed it because we both agreed Mill Creek was the second best team, but we didn't think Buford was gonna get put out in the first round.
The only thing I said was Mill Creek would face Colquitt County in the championship. We can go back and check the receipts on that from last year. I continue to screen Mill Creek and Colquitt. I didn't see Carrollton with this freshman guy being as good as he was, that they would go down there in Moultrie, Georgia, and beat Colquitt. And that's how they end up playing for the championship with them. But I already knew it was a Buford championship. Okay. Just like I know it's not TCC. Okay. Just like I know it's not Gainesville.
So check the receipts at the end. Hold on. Can I answer Sean real fast?
Yeah, I was about to read.
Okay, Sean. Okay, I'll read the comment and I'm going to answer it.
Sean says, y'all are focusing on the quarterback for Hughes. He doesn't make tackles. Hughes barely escaped Carrollton. Buford would clamp Hughes.
Okay, stop right there. First off, Buford's in 7A, Hughes 6A. Hughes itself, as a team, will not face another team like Carrollton for the rest of the season, nor in the playoffs. They would not see another quarterback in 6A like that quarterback at Carrollton. Therefore, that defense will do what they need to do. Teams playing Hughes need to worry about, one, stopping the run, because they will run on you. They proved that in week 1. Number 2, if you stop the run, can you stop the passing game? Can any team in 6A stop those receivers and that back in 6A? Now, here's my next question for you, Sean. Do you really think there's a defense in 6A that can put the pressure on Aaron Nolan like Carrollton did? I do not think so. There is no team comparable to Carrollton in 6A. So this is what I'm saying, and this is what we're saying as a collective group. No team, Hughes itself would not see another team in 6A play like they saw in Carrollton from 7A. That's what we're saying. Therefore, Hughes is the undisputed favorite to win 6A.
Okay.
So don't compare Buford and Carrollton to any other team in 6A. Please don't do that no more.
Okay, so Dante says he has a question. He said, why are you saying they dominated? He also said that, Mike, you're drunk.
On what?
I don't know.
Not yet. I ain't drunk yet. I'm about to be in about an hour though.
Okay, so Ken says it doesn't matter because Thomas County Central wins the region. You can't trust Hoko's defense, and the Jackets get Lee at home. It would be dumb to tank and take a 3 seed. Almost guarantees you to be on the road every round. D says Buford can't beat Langston. That was already addressed. Dante said they look good on paper, but we already addressed that on any given night anything can happen. However, conventional wisdom says that 6A is Langston Hughes to lose. I think we can all
agree on that.
We can all agree with that. I understand you got a good team, you rolling hard for your team, and you're right. Thomas County Central could very well beat Langston Hughes. things happen. However, conventional wisdom says, I mean, if you had to, if this was a Vegas bet, Vegas would be betting on Langston Hughes. So I think we kind of all on the same page with that. We don't disagree on that. Cole says, Jamie, Cole called you out. He said you're always saying Colquitt can beat everybody. Sean says Colquitt is suspect in tough games since Probst left.
Man, you already, we ain't got to answer that question. The one that's on the screen, we already know who the favorite is right now.
D says, wow, wow, now Houston has a good quarterback too now. His stats are awesome. Yes, AJ Hill, he has great stats, and he's just a really good kid. He's very good. He's very humble. So I always root for him. Sean says, no one ever confused Carrollton with a team that plays good defense.
Simon 1 and 6A.
He said, if you focus on 6A, then yes. I heard differently the first time. What's going on, D'Angelo? How are you?
Now, can I just want to make sure everybody understands what we're saying. If you go in and look at Hughes' schedule from here on out, Hughes has coming up, all right, they play McEachin on Friday. Follow McEachin by a team by the name of Butler out of Matthews, North Carolina. Then they play New Manchester. They play Douglas County. And then they get in the region, well, playing New Manchester, they're in region play, right? Douglas County, Alexander, East Paulding, Noonan, South Paulding, Paulding County. Who's going to stop them now? Why they can't run the table and go 10-0 in the regular season?
Well, you don't think, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. You don't think that juggernaut that is Region 1 will prepare them, whereas Langston is in a kind of pretty weak region?
Man, look. Okay.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Man,
you ain't got to take that. All gas and no brakes.
Man, they just got to understand, man. That's a beast of a scene.
I mean, what I saw, I was impressed with. But again, like we said, any given Friday, anything can happen. Last year, I would have never expected Walton to take Buford out in the second round, third round? I would have never.
First round.
It was, I thought it was the second. Okay.
First round.
Okay.
No, I think it was.
Hold on. Let me pull up the receipt. Let me find the receipt real fast. Yeah, I thought it was the first round.
I think it was the second. They didn't play Thanksgiving, I know that.
Buford lost. Okay, yeah, you're right. Second round. I'm sorry. Second round. 28-42. They lost in the second round.
I mean, soundly. And nobody saw that coming. Nobody. So again.
And then Walton turned around and got smoke checked by Carrollton. And we know what Carrollton did.
But see, bro, I don't see how you don't remember our conversations. I told you Buford wasn't going to make it because I said Carrollton would beat them. So,
no, and you know what, though? And my whole reason behind pulling for Buford was for Buford to do what they're going to do this year. Win the state title in 7-8 and be good. Because the whole thing behind Buford, I thought they was motivated last year. But evidently they weren't. They got to get the job done. That regular season, that non-region schedule they have this year, they no doubt got to get it done. To do that one thing in the state of Georgia that no team will ever be able to say. And that's my thing. And that's why I was riding with Buford last year. Granted, they didn't have great. We knew Buford didn't have great quarterback play last year. That was their downfall. Now they have a pocket passer that can actually move around in the pocket. He has good pocket awareness that should be able to get Buford to that plateau within the state of Georgia.
Mill Creek and Walton, what, D'Angelo? Without that, D'Angelo says without that transfer quarterback, Buford is pie. Really?
And I have to agree with him on this because Buford was more of a running team last year than a passing team last year. This year, they changed that up because of who their quarterback is.
Okay.
You got the best pocket, the so-called number one pocket passer in the nation on your team. Why not utilize him? And that's what they did again. Now, granted, he didn't have great stats last week, but he did enough to get the job done along with his supporting staff, i.e. his defense. The pick six on defense helped Buford out a lot, which allowed Buford to pin their ears back and go after what's them folks' name? Not St. Francis. To go after St. Francis.
Mm-hmm. Okay. D'Angelo, elaborate on what you were trying to say with regard to Mill Creek and Walton. And he also asked you to name a great quarterback from Buford.
That's graduated or about to graduate. Because that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing with Buford. Okay, I had a discussion 2 days ago with a friend of mine, and the question and the discussion that we had was, how many players in the NFL does Buford have? We couldn't name any off the top, right? Obviously, somebody did some digging and gave us the answer to that question. This is what we're saying, or shall I say, this is what I'm saying. Buford has a lot of great high school football players that come through there. But a lot of them don't make or become big names in the NFL. Cool, no problem. Do we identify any big-time players in college? As of right now, the only one we really got is who? The dude at Colorado. What's his name? Travis Hunter at Colorado?
Uh-huh. He was at...
That's all?
He Collins Hill.
Oh, see, there we go. See, who we got in college right now that came out of Buford that's a big name that we can think of that started that is making an impact.
You got to go wide receiver at Alabama.
Who?
The wide receiver at Alabama, Isaiah Bond.
How many of y'all knew he came out of Buford? So here's my thing. We know Buford don't put people in the NFL. What they do have, they got that community and they got that city of Buford behind them.
Plenty of money.
So I'm gonna leave it at that until we get into the news piece of this. I'm gonna stop right there until we get into the news piece and we'll talk about the rest.
Okay.
So I got something to say on that one.
Let me address these comments and then we can take a little break and get ready for another segment. Obadiah has a question. He says, looking at the huge schedule, which team from here on out do you think will come close to beating them?
Nobody.
Not a man one of.
None of them. Not even Butler. I don't know why Butler from North Carolina coming down here messing with them folks. Next.
Yeah, I don't get that one. George says, I'm gonna tell you something right now. One of Robin's wide receivers cannot be stopped.
Who's throwing them the ball? That's my only question. Next.
D'Angelo says Mill Creek and Walton would beat Buford. That's what he was saying. Mill Creek and Walton, they would beat
Mill Creek. Well, had a chance.
We gonna go. You know what? We're gonna find out about Mill Creek real soon on September 22nd on ESPNU. Next.
Let's see. We already addressed that. D'Angelo said they don't produce great talent. College and NFL talent, but high school talent, clearly they do because they win all the time. Daniel says Buford has 2 transfer quarterbacks because they got C5 from East Cayuga along with Rayola. I thought he left. He didn't leave.
Well, apparently C5 stayed. The other two quarterbacks that were there left. One went to Flowery Branch, and I have no idea where the other one went.
Hebron.
Hebron. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Hebron Christian. Yeah. Hebron Christian.
Let's see. What's up, Mr. Watkins? Perry in the building. Let me go ahead and just address this right now because I just gotta say this, guys. Do I hate Perry? I do. Unequivocally. But let me just say that what I am is fair and I'm honest and I call it like I see it. And I will say that Perry has a good team. I was very impressed with their offense. Can't say much about their defense because again, they were playing north side in that scrimmage and they were kind of and I do believe that and I didn't say they were world beaters simply because that region really, that classification really is Benedictines to lose. However, if they mess around and beat Benedictine, I do believe that they would play. They would play for the state title. I can't stand them. So yes, y'all right. I do hate you, but I'm gonna call it like I see it. Okay, so I had to get that out of the way. George says he likes Perry to defeat Houston County. Stranger
Good
things.
luck.
It's possible, especially if Sunshine plays like Peyton instead of Peyton / Mitch Trubisky.
Can I say something on that right there, please?
Mm-hmm.
Perry do have a chance to beat Houston County.
A snowball.
It's a snowball chance.
Inhale.
Obadiah says, have y'all seen the predictions for the new stadium?
Yes, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit.
We'll talk about that later. Darius Williams, welcome, Darius. He said TCC made Perry look bad in a scrimmage. Obadiah says the Bearcats are taking it all. Derek says, welcome, Derek. He says, ain't no way Perry even in the game. Obadiah says, I hope Perry does beat Hoko. Yeah, I'm sure you do. George Gordon says Warner Robins is about to beat the hell out of Northside Warner Robins. Possibly. If they like I said, I only saw them in the scrimmage game. They were good. They were good and terrible. But I mean, that was just a scrimmage. So D'Angelo says Hoko's schedule is trash until the region. Well, don't you? They got home field advantage on some of these, so.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll get right back to our segment.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for the Wizard's Corner. And let's see what he has in store for everyone this weekend. Will you beat the Wizard? Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Wizard, what's going on?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Mr. Wizard?
How good today?
What's good, Wizard? Welcome on.
What you got for us today, Mr. Wizard?
Not too much, but my prediction.
Okay, let us know what you got to say.
Well, I'm going to tell you here just
Real quick before you get started, Mr. Wizard. I want to know when you down there with the Wicked Witch all night and didn't get no sleep before you made your last prediction, because your score wasn't too good.
Well, if we're going to talk about that, all I'm going to say is I had to order me some stuff off of Hens, and I had some cognac.
Okay.
So I ain't going to say nothing else on that.
Obadiah, Mr. Wizard, I think he's about to show you his predictions now. Dante, no, that's not Little Run. He don't have no cheese sticks. Waterloo Poppy, you go to the I'll tag you on the Friday Night Lights page to get you the link so you can make your predictions.
No, he ain't got to do that. All he got to do that is like, and or follow the Friday Night Lights Georgia page on Facebook. I posted my stuff.
It's on there. It's on there. Yeah,
Okay.
just go to the page. You should see the link.
All right. So real fast, so I can get through this before y'all kick me off and the Wicked Witch of the West start
True.
calling me and snatching me up and stuff.
She real possessive. I don't want to cuss
Yeah,
out.
she is. So 8D2. I got Bowden losing this weekend to Central Carrollton. Outside of that, McIntosh County Academy will lose to Glen Academy. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Macon County is going to lose to Clinch County this weekend.
Ooh. D2.
I know it's some Macon County fans. You know, some Macon County fans in here, but I need for y'all to speak up on this.
I don't know if they're on tonight. I haven't seen Miss Fudge in a couple of games. Charles said, I don't think the Wizard picked the early Seminole score right. It won't be like that. Explain to us why, Mr. Scott. Let us know. He said, early Seminole score, it won't be like that. So are you saying that, are you talking about the score, or are you talking about who's going to win and lose, or both?
Please explain to me why you think Seminole County is going to put up more than 7 points.
He'll type it up in a minute.
Okay. Well, while he's typing,
he says Seminole is pretty
to...
talented. So are you saying they're going to win, Mr. Scott? Or are you just saying it'll be closer than what he predicted? He said Darius Williams said he likes Seminole. He likes Seminole going to beat early. Okay, so you got two people there saying Seminole County is going to be early county.
Well, do you pick them to beat me?
Yeah,
go
to the Friday Night Lights page and look for the link and sign up and just prove them wrong.
That's all you can do. All right, we're going to move on to D1. As of today, I have 2 upsets for the top 10 in D1. Raven County losing to Stevens County, because I think Stevens County revenges the loss from last year. And Brooks County losing to Wayne County.
That's an upset?
Not at all.
Just the top 10 losing.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't see that as an upset, really, because Wayne County is number 6 and 4A. But okay.
Stevens County number 7 and 3A. But just for the top 10 teams to go down is what the Wizard is speaking of.
Yeah. I get it. They're gonna be upset because they're gonna lose. Yeah. Podcast Land says those are not upsets. But on to 2A.
Okay, in 2A, I see 4 teams in the top 10 losing. I see Callaway losing to Cedartown. I see losing to Valdosta. Rockmart losing by a field goal to Cass. And Putnam County losing to Baldwin.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to 3A.
Aiken, wait a minute. Aiken, South Carolina is traveling to Baxley, or Baxley's going to either way. That's
Aiken,
a long
South
way.
Carolina is coming to Akron.
To get, I don't know, man. They must be paying them good, because that's too far to come to get beat down. But okay. Obadiah says we all know Cook is going to lose, but that score might be closer than predicted.
Okay. And I also see why Coach Crow like
you. No comment. Wesley says, Mr. Wizard, he proved you wrong last week when he told you Dutchtown and Cedar Grove was going to be a close game. And you told him that Dutchtown didn't have a quarterback, Mr. Wizard. What do you got to say about that?
Who won? I still had my prediction right. You
There it
roll with the
is.
win.
There you have it, Mr. Bryant.
I tell you, by any time you can come and give me your predicted score for any game, for any team in the top 10. There's only 80 teams you gotta look, that you gotta look at.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to 3A. In 3A, I have, as of today, one upset for the top 10. And that's Thomasville at Thomas County Central.
Bull sugar.
Well, I got some of my grandmama iced tea. If you want to put some sugar in it.
Thomasville, stand up. Last week, the Wizard had you all losing to Brooks County.
We see that was wrong.
That prediction was wrong. So the Wizard, long as the Wizard keep predicting y'all to lose, y'all might
But
be out throughout the season.
you know what? It's crazy because if the Wizard had been listening to me during preseason, I told them that Brooks is young. But of course, I believe weeks 4 and 5, Freeman gonna have him on track. But I definitely made it clear that Brooks was young.
Like you do gotta get it to the sample size only into the second game. So I'm still these teams out.
Let's see. Let me Carver.
No?
Darden, Clay. Thomasville is not beating Thomas County Central, according to Mr. Scott. Wesley says, tell the Wizard why he keep picking against Thomasville and what does he see in Thomas County Central?
Also,
Honestly.
Mr. Wizard, before you answer that question, number 3 Carver Atlanta will not beat Calhoun. Calhoun coming off a very bad upset against Blessed Trinity last week. Will come out with a smoking gun and will not lose to Calhoun this week.
Number 1, I think Calhoun would be intimidated by the area that they're playing that game in.
No, they won't.
They're playing at Henderson Memorial Stadium.
Obviously, you have to visit Calhoun Stadium to see where that is located and right across the street, what is there.
Oh, from Henderson Stadium?
No, from Calhoun Stadium.
But they're playing in Atlanta.
I understand that. Calhoun Stadium, right across the street, are the projects. They won't be rattled by playing in a hostile environment, considering their school is in a hostile environment.
And not to mention the fans at Calhoun a little thrown off, so they won't be scared. No, Mr.
Hurst. Walking through metal detector?
Huh? No. They might. Everybody goes through them now. Mr. Hurst, the Wizard is not saying that Thomasville is going to beat TCC. He's saying TCC is going to beat Thomasville, and the Thomasville folks have taken umbrage with that. Antonio, welcome to the podcast. He says, say what now? 17 points. Try this. 24-20, Thomasville High School over Thomas County Central High School. That's what Antonio says.
Go play the Pick'ems and beat me.
Go to the Friday Night Lights.
Go play the Pick'ems and beat me.
If it goes down like that, Mr. Sanders, make sure we see you Friday night on Say It With Your Chest.
Yes. Or if you don't, come back.
Well, you got much to say with your chest if it don't go that way.
Yes, you do.
I will.
I always have stuff to talk about. My mouth don't stop running. Win or lose.
They're gonna be quiet they're gonna be quiet as a mouse pissing on coffee.
Not us, not me anyway, not me and Ramona. That's for sure, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Kendra says, "Keep." Okay, we hear you, Mr. Sanders. We hear you. All right, 4A.
All right, looking at 4A for this coming up weekend. I have one top 10 team losing, and that's Perry losing the House and County.
35-24.
Now, I do want to correct this. Benedictine is not playing Gaddison. Benedictine is playing Chamber of North Carolina.
They still gonna beat the brakes off them, whoever it is.
Exactly. So it don't matter.
Well, this other show that everybody seems to love and think that is the best show around here actually have Benedictine as the second best team in the state. So aren't they supposed to beat down anybody they play? Let him tell it.
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, we don't really pay attention to him. Let's see. This is interesting. Y'all look at number 4.
Look, Cole don't worry about Pepsi.
That's right, sis. Colt, don't worry about Pepsi. Yeah, look at number 4.
Yes, I have Bainbridge beating Coffee.
Okay. And they're at Coffee. You have Bainbridge pulling. That's basically an upset. Barry says Coffee is going to upset Bainbridge. But if Coffee wins, is that an upset?
Well, you pick them to be.
Yeah.
I think it is an upset if Coffee wins.
Yeah, when you talk about the history of Bainbridge and Coffee, you got to look and think it's an upset. But Coffee being a 518, ranked 518 versus a 418, it shouldn't be. But Bainbridge program has been and is a more stable and stronger program than Coffee. So I guess you will look at that as an upset if Coffee pulls it off.
And maybe if Coffee was playing at Bainbridge, but I mean playing at home, I don't know if it's an upset. But either way, the Wizard has predicted that Bainbridge will beat Coffee County on Friday night. Obadiah says the Cats are going to win, and Darius, he has the same question that other people had. How is it an upset and Coffee's 5A and we're 4A? Okay. What else is on here?
Let me understand what I'm saying. When I say top 10 upset, it's a top 10 losing. Period.
Okay.
Regardless of who they're playing.
And a higher seed beating a lower seed can still be considered an upset. I mean, if Tiff County was to beat Thomasville, I don't care about the size. That's an upset. Or Thomas County Central, that's an upset.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to 5A.
Okay, in 5A, I have 2. But actually, I'm sorry, 3. Okay. I have Coffee losing to Bainbridge, Calhoun losing to Carver 11, and Clark losing to Oconee.
Clark Central losing to Oconee. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Clark Central gonna have any UGA players coming over there playing for them on that day.
They'll be in Watkinsville too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of a rivalry right there. Rivalry game. Tift and TCC are in the same classification. Yes, they're in the same classification in the same region. What's going on, O'Neal? He said, where might lose? I don't know. It depends on how we come to play.
Where is questionable for the rest of the season? I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Is Richmond Hill Hood? I don't think it is, Darius. I don't think it is.
Take a ride on I-20 East and find out. Let me know.
No, he's talking about Richmond Hill down there in Southeast Georgia by Savannah and Brunswick. Down 95 South.
Never mind. Everything down 95 south is good.
Mr. Wizard, on your 6A.
Oh, are they good? Oh, okay. Okay, that's different. I was like, no, Richmond Hill is not hood.
Your number 9, you got that wrong.
Play your pick'ems and beat me.
Yeah, you say you had only one upset. You mispronounced 2.
You're funny. In 6A. For this weekend, I have one team lose.
You
Woodward Academy losing to Tennessee.
pronounced 2 again.
Huh?
You mispronounced 2 again. It's pronounced 2.
Okay,
not
so
one?
Yeah, one.
I
Obadiah
love
says,
the confidence.
Obadiah has a quick question, guys. He wants to know, do any Georgia teams play Rush's team? I don't think so.
I haven't seen anything scheduled for that.
Rush ain't trying to play nobody from Georgia.
Can you make a special request with Coach Crow? I mean, I don't know if he's listening. I mean, you don't need me to do that.
Bear Van. No, it's not. You care to elaborate on what you mean there?
I think they were asking. This was the question about, is Richmond Hill hood? But the question really was Richmond Hill good? So I think he was saying no, Richmond Hill is not hood.
Okay. I thought he was talking about that number 9 being wrong, so I was just checking.
No. He made that. No. Hey, Mr. Robert, how are you today?
How you doing, Mr. Robert?
Hey, Mr. Robert.
Hey, Mr. Robert.
Obadiah said, let me tag Phil Jones and see. Now, if anybody would know, Mr. Jones probably would know.
Coke, don't worry about Pepsi.
Don't worry about it.
Amen. Barry Van says Richmond Hill isn't hood or good.
All right, so real fast with the 7A. I got 2 of the top 10 teams losing. I got Norcross losing to Mill Creek and Brookwood losing to Wasp.
Okay, I can see that. I can see both of those.
All right. And just so, for those that haven't done the pick'ems, these are the games for the pick. You don't know what I'm picking unless you go through my pick. But the tiebreaker is, how many points will Westlake score against Chris County?
Not if
or
they
shall I
win.
say, little Chris County?
Well, you know, basketball term, when you score 100, they call it, well, doing what?
Busting the clock.
Busting the clock. I'm trying to see if we can bust it in football, because Westlake might put 100 up.
Bear said Chris County will beat Westlake. You got in some of the Wizards potion?
I just want to know what he's drinking or smoking on.
Barry, I got a question. In what? Because you damn sure ain't talking about no football.
Pedro says, why is the Northside game on there? It's not a top 10 game.
Northside is in the top 10.
There's other reasons why it's on there. We know it, but we're going to just ride with Northside in the top 10.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sticking with my story.
That'll be his second upset.
He don't want to get put out the basement, so he just got to go with, he got to appease some people.
Hey, the Wicked Witch of the West told me to put.
Yeah. Blame it on her. Okay. Bear said they're gonna beat them in boxing.
That's about all they can beat them in.
And I don't think they're gonna beat them in that. Pedro said ESPN got the Wizard gassed up.
On what? Let me figure that. That Mexican fella.
Yeah, that's
that Mexican fella.
That's their Mexican fella. Obadiah says, now let's speak on the unranked team.
I don't do research on them.
Well, I'm thinking he's saying Cook like racist about all stuff. I don't know if he's saying
No, that ain't what they're talking about. We're gonna address that later on,
That's
Obadiah.
coming up.
my lord. Yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
Yes, Darius. Westlake is from Atlanta off of 285. What's that exit?
That's Camp Creek.
Camp Creek, yeah.
That's where I was this
Okay.
weekend.
Are y'all done with me for today?
Well, we certainly thank you, Mr. Wizard, for your input. Go ahead and tell the people what they need to do if they want to play the pick'ems.
All you need to do is go to Friday Night Lights Georgia page, like and follow, and look for two posts. One is my predictions. There's a link in there. And number two, look for the actual post for the pick'ems. And see if you can beat the Wizard. You are in the top 5 for the regular season. I give you the chance to win $50 personally from me. Just in time for Christmas.
Yes, and Obadiah wants me to stress, it's the page, not the group. They're two separate things. Go to the Friday Night Lights page, and you'll see.
You know what? For those individuals that just don't know what we're referring to, I will show you. This is what the page looks like. Friday Night Life, high school football, Georgia. Go join the page. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your daddy. Tell your sister. Tell your brother. Tell your cousin. Your auntie. Your uncle. Follow the page. I'm out this piece.
All right,
Y'all
Mr.
have a good one.
We'll see you next week.
Take it light, Mr. Wizard. Let's see. Jeremy says he needs that extra money to buy alcohol for his birthday in December. You fall asleep on the wine cooler, I do believe. Okay, so that was the Wizard. Y'all go prove him wrong. Mr. Keith Stewart is in the lead this week. Y'all see if y'all can beat him.
Only by one. Let me iterate that first. I'm coming.
It's still anybody's game. It's still anybody's game.
Oh no! Once I get out in front, it's over with. I'm Shaqari Richardson. I'm sitting back laughing at y'all.
You just make sure you don't forget, because you'll forget to put them in.
Now, I make sure the Wizard hit me up specially and let me know when he release it so I can get right on.
Okay. Well, y'all heard that.
Well, y'all crazy.
Y'all know, because they're gonna spend some of that money on me. So there's that.
Oh, you smoking too? Cigars, that is? Oh,
I might drink a little some, not cigars. I might smoke some, not cigars though.
Okay, never mind.
That's my dog.
I mean,
so with all that being said, man, what we got going on in the news of Georgia high school football and former high school football players? That's what I want to know.
Well, in the news on tonight's episode of the show, we just gonna jump right into it. Obadiah led the way, so let's get into it. The Valdosta University, baseball coach is, I guess basically the implication is he's discriminating against a player because of the length of his hair, which there are pictures of his old, like he had locks, and now they're like up on his neck, high on his neck. This particular student record a video, a conversation between the coach and himself. And my assessment of it's not right. I think he's using his power in a way that it shouldn't be used. And from what I heard, there are other players on the team who are active and playing, and this kid is not being allowed, and their hair is longer than his. Podcast, Land and panel. What are y'all thoughts on the situation?
Well, when I started reading this, the first thing I thought was, my Lord, this guy's a real POS. So, if you all are familiar with a podcast radio show, Charlemagne the God, they give the Donkey of the Day.
Yep.
This coach right here get the POS award. Friday Night Lights POS award. You are a piece of you know what.
Yes, he is. And it really hurts my heart. But for whatever reason, he just does not like this young man. And for him to cut his hair and you still don't let him on, and you indicated even in the conversation, well, I should have been clear. That's my fault. I should have been clear. But something about wild boars couldn't make me put you back on this team. Like, man, it is just the position of power. Power corrupts. You know what I mean? And if you're in a position of power, he's been in since 2008, and he's pretty much been able to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. This is more than likely not the first time he's done it. It just so happens that this young man had the wherewithal to record it, right? And so now Valdosta State University has some things to do. They said they've seen the video, and now they're doing this internal investigation, whatever that is. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but apparently, like, the people in the comments are saying he needs to be fired. And yes, Darius, I would file a lawsuit too. Yeah, they do need to fire him. He'll probably land somewhere else, but they do need to fire him. And young man, as much as it hurts me to say this, go up 75 or however they, what is it, 84? Maybe that's how they get there.
75.
Yeah, go up 75 and head on over. And hit what?
4-3.
Yeah, and hit and just go on over there to Albany State and play baseball, baby. Just go where you'll be celebrated and loved on. Leave him alone.
Real quick.
Oh yeah, he can go to FAMU too. He can go down and go to FAMU.
Yeah, he can come on down to Tallahassee.
But if you're a state student and you want that in-state, you don't want to have to deal with those out-of-state fees. Just stay and go. As much as it hurts me to say it, go to Dartmouth, Albany.
And real quick, we know how this is gonna play out. He won't be fired. He'll be given an option to resign, which will land him another job somewhere else to do this to somebody else's kid. Like, enough is enough. We as parents and people with a platform like us on this podcast, we have to start bringing this more and more to the light and talking about it so that better results can be done. Yes, he should be terminated and he shouldn't be allowed to hold a coaching position again, but we all know how this will play out. He'll be given the opportunity to resign, have another job, and just continue to be who he was always born to be. The POS of Friday Night Lights for the week.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Kenneth says long hair should not be an issue. I taught the same thing with my son in middle school. Fire his blank double S. Yeah, I mean, because at this point, really, as long as it's neat and kept, what does it matter?
Well,
is he producing?
We beating around the bush here. Let's be honest. It has nothing to do with this kid's hair. it has nothing to do with this kid hair. I
Yeah.
think I mentioned it before where Laura Ingalls with this shut up and dribble type thing.
Laura Ingram. Yeah.
As soon as you don't confine to what it is that mainstream want us to do as a race, then we're considered a black sheep. If his hair is cut to what their specs are neat, being shaved down or cut low, then they're okay with us. But the moment we start wanting locks and things to get back to our heritage and our roots, we're looked at as an outcast. So again, our Caucasian brothers walk around with long hair and ponytails and facial hair and everything, and it's never anything said. Not just in this situation. We can talk about the workplace. We can talk about a lot of things where these are issues that we face every day in this great country we call America. But it's deeper than just this kid's locks. And I, for one, would not be quiet anymore on situations like this. It need to be brought to the front light so that better results can be done instead of them getting the easy way out, just moving on to the next place to continue to do it to someone else's kid.
Obadiah thinks that the school is going to make a public statement and they will suspend him for a certain period of time and he will return. Charles Scott says it's too much media involved now and he has to be let go.
Well, we've seen again these similar situations hit CNN, hit Fox News and everything else. It's national news, as this might also grow to be. I mean, we all remember, I don't know, some of you all, I might age myself here, we remember Rush Limbaugh crazy statements about the LSU basketball team. Did that do anything to Rush Limbaugh? Of course not. It's not going to change until we actually demand. Big ups Montgomery, Alabama. Let's start getting our folding chairs. We'll start getting some results.
Not the folding chair, dog.
So what do you think, Mike?
Well, I can't say what I want to say. Hold on, let me make sure I got the abbreviation down pat. All I'm gonna say is FAFO. FAAFO.
And there it is.
I'm gonna repeat it again for those of y'all that are slow. FAAFO. You know what? Better yet, I'm gonna put it in the comments for everybody. FAAFO.
Yeah, I think they got it. So time will tell. We should hear something within Valdosta. You really are on the clock. Like Valdosta State, y'all really need to go ahead and address this and not let it fester. That's not gonna help you, especially with your diversity goals if you have them. So y'all go ahead and address this.
Let's just keep in mind this is that hospital, and I've seen stranger things over there.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Well, as long as Nubs ain't involved, we good.
I'm surprised they hadn't tried to threaten him. Like, I mean, he really just
Facts on that.
That's a whole nother subject. Okay.
Miss Kira, what you got for us next?
Yeah, next story.
Since we're already on the collegiate level, let's stick around for a little bit and holler at Georgia. They have lost their running back, Branson Robinson, due to a non-contact ruptured patella tendon. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's the former number one ranked back for 2022. He had 341 yards as a freshman. This proves to be a major loss for Georgia. I'm interested in seeing who's up. I don't really follow Georgia that much, and please excuse my son. I don't really follow Georgia that much, even though I am from Georgia. But yeah, I do know that this will be a huge loss. What do you guys think?
I don't even want to talk about it. As a Georgia fan, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, I shedded my tears. Um, the one thing that kind of brought me down off of that, well, brought me up from that low that I was feeling when I got this news about Branson Robinson, is the fact that we do have a kid from Colquitt County that's on that football field that can really run that ball. The running back room at Georgia is bar none top in the NCAA, if you ask me. And I may be a little biased because I'm Georgia boy through and through. But a player like Branson Robinson, like our sister said, was the number one recruit coming out of the Louisiana area in the nation. A blow like that will hurt the running back room from being number one above everybody else to just being number one. So, we'll still get it done.
Charles Scott says that's going to put more pressure on Beck.
I do want to say that. I want to piggyback on what Yo just said. Dejon Edwards, he's still going to do his thing. Best believe that. Dejon Edwards will do his thing. And don't forget, we still have Kendall Milton there. And we still got another Robinson kid that can tote that rock too.
Number one back came in this year. Like it's still a nice room. Again, minimize the importance of a Branson Robinson.
I don't even think they understand what Roderick Robinson II is. I don't even think they understand. That's a grown man back there in that backfield for the University of Georgia. To go along with the versatility that you got at a Kendall Milton and the heavy running that you're going to get from a Dejon Edwards or DeJuan Edwards. And then on top of that, a lot of people are forgetting about one person. Cash Jones. Remember this name, Cash Jones. He probably won't make it to the NFL. But Cash Jones, he's going to make an impact.
Kenneth says, next man up, we don't rebuild, we reload. But while we're on the subject of running backs, I've ran across this article, and I want y'all's opinion on it. ESPN released a top 10 for best running back producing schools. I want to go through this top 10 real quick, and y'all tell me y'all agree or disagree. I'm just going to call the names. I'll start with number 10. Number 10 is Oklahoma State. Number 9, Oregon. Number 8, Auburn. Number 7, Georgia. Number 6, Oklahoma.
You might well just stop. I'm done with you.
I knew y'all were going to say that. Number 6, Oklahoma. Number 5, Texas. Number 4, Miami. Number 3, LSU. Number 2, Wisconsin. And number 1, Alabama.
My Lord.
You might well stop right there. Georgia got the most running backs in the NFL. Are you serious right now with that list?
I didn't make the list, but I just remember seeing it. And I meant to ask y'all about this a long time ago, but when Sis brought up the running back situation at UGA, that just brought it to my remembrance, and I just wanted to get you all's opinion. I knew you wouldn't like it because Georgia was at number.
I'm with. You know what? I'm riding with Obadiah on this. You got LSU. You got 6 other teams over Georgia, and Georgia is known for running back you.
Yeah. But I'll send a link to the article.
No, don't send that bull. We don't want that.
Man, we don't want that bullshit. We don't even want to read that bullshit.
I'll post it in the group so y'all can look at it and try to get what they're because they got their reasoning behind why they got it like that. Yes, UGA is running back. Charles Scott says Florida State has a tough running back room. Okay, so
how tough is it? Is it wet tissue tough?
Nah, man, it's wet bounty tough.
All right now. Not too much.
Not too much. Now, I know it ain't say it with your chest Friday, but y'all finna get cussed out. Let's move on to the next story, sis.
Okay, let's talk about high school for a minute. Lucy Laney. Lucy Laney had a viewer on or a fan on. Was it last week, guys?
Man,
Last week.
last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
That never showed up. So I thought this would be an interesting topic. So there's a kid who is fighting eligibility issues, and this is not the first time that this has happened. From my understanding, he's been homeschooled by his mom, and supposedly she has said to someone or somewhere that it's not from an accredited school or an accredited homeschool program. So I'm not even understanding how she thinks that he's supposed to be playing football. But aside from just this one kid, I also read where Richmond County is known for this type of stuff. Not sure how many times it's happened in the past, but this isn't the first time, not only for him, but for the school as a whole or the system as a whole.
So
Y'all chime in on that situation.
I have a question though. So like, if the school, how did he get that far? Because he had to be enrolled in school to play for Lucy Laney, right? So did they not check this out before they let him suit up?
So
and, yeah,
it's a pretty bizarre situation because I've never seen or heard of anything like this. I think he went to school 1 year, like on the actual campus, and then decided to choose homeschooling as an option. But I think my question is, even though he was already enrolled, if he didn't return the following year, like you said, how is he even considered to be a part of the football program or even a student at Lucy Laney?
somebody dropped the ball somewhere. And
Nah, when you're dealing with homeschooling, man, you got to make sure that the curriculum that you're using to school your child is from an accredited school that the state will accept. That's the issue. You can homeschool your child, and eventually they're going to have to go somewhere to graduate. You got to make sure that you're dealing with an approved, accredited school that's going to be accepted by that state at the end of the day.
but in the same vein, shouldn't there be checks and balances? It should behoove the school system to do their due diligence as well, is what I'm saying. So why didn't they catch that at the door? Because they should, before he even got to that point, why didn't they catch that and say, okay, well, this is not an accredited program. He's not eligible, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. But yes, if the onus was on the mom, she should have made sure that it was accredited. But in the same vein, yeah, they should have done their due diligence as well.
And I'm gonna be honest. I do believe the school did their due diligence and told them that the child would come in at this grade level. The grade level that they came in at. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna reference back to something. Let's reference back to a post that was put in the group a few weeks ago about a particular Form B that the GHSA requires for a transfer student. All right. Not an out-of-district student, but a transfer student, where you have to list the school that you're coming from along with your GPA and the activities that you intend to play. So we have to ask, does the child have the GPA to play? That's number one. Number two, the courses that they took, the classes that they took, are they recognized and accredited by Georgia to be accepted by the state of Georgia and or that county? It's more to the story than just what's being told in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be.
Let's see. Charles Scott says you have to have the required. First of all, I don't ever say your name. It's Aquinas Football, right? Welcome to the podcast. We're glad to have you here. Charles Scott says you have to have the required courses. Obadiah says she should have made sure that the school was legit. If she did, she needs to get the attorney. Chad Murphy says that's it. The law changed to where homeschool / virtual can participate in extracurricular activities. So he can be homeschooled and play football at Lane. He doesn't have to be registered at Lane. I mean,
no, in the state of Georgia, that is true, but you have to read the fine print and understand what the requirements are, because a child can be homeschooled and play for a school that's in their district. But we got to understand the fine print, which means we got to go look up the bylaws on that one and figure out what that one is. I'm not going to sit up here and run on that one blind. I do understand what he's saying, and yes, what he's saying is true. We just have to understand what the requirements are for a child being homeschooled to play at their school to play at the high school within their district.
Okay. Obadiah says TCC and Valdosta had that problem or something similar to that. And Chad is agreeing with you. He said you can't participate in your quote unquote home district. Okay.
Yeah, but like I say, it's just a matter of what the requirements are and did the child meet those requirements. So
I don't think. I mean, this has happened in this instance. I don't think this is the last time we're going to see something like this, especially if they have it where homeschool kids can participate in their school, their home district. Chad also says, but there are certain requirements for curriculum and courses of study. I don't think this is going to be the last time we hear something like this. I think as more and more people get homeschooled and they do the virtual online learning, I would not want to homeschool my kid. Like, go away, go to school. But
I mean, it's the parents' choice if they want to do that with their child. They just have to understand how they're handicapping their child on being able to interact with society. How do you deal with certain situations? How do you deal with how do you deal with bullying? How do you deal with liking a girl, liking a boy? How do you deal with basic interaction?
Yeah. Jeffrey says their best bet is to go ahead and send them to a private school out of GHSA if they can. I don't disagree with that, Jeffrey. Obadiah says, all right, next topic. Let me tell you something, Mr. Farley.
You ain't finna dictate this show.
That is the next topic. We do that. Now, next topic.
Okay. This is my final topic for tonight, guys. We're gonna jump on over to the NFL and talk about Jake Fromm. If you don't know or don't remember, he's the former quarterback for Hoco and UGA. So they played a preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens, and he came in the fourth quarter, and the Commanders were trailing 28-20. He showed pocket improvement and ultimately went on to lead Washington to win the game 29-28. That final score broke a 24 preseason win streak for the Ravens. For you UGA fans, I know that's a good way to end my segment. Don't y'all think?
I'm gonna bring one more thing up in your segment, but I do want to say this on Jay Fromm. Jay Fromm put on a good performance to be that number 3 quarterback in Washington. If people don't understand what's going on now in the NFL, teams are allowed to carry a third quarterback on the active roster now. Jake Fromm is making a bid for that number 3, and he's telling that number 2 quarterback, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, again, to kind of reiterate or piggyback off of what Thirst just said, after the debacle in the playoffs with the 49ers, quarterbacks going down like they did in the game, damn near down to the emergency quarterback type, what they used to call it, NFL came up with this third quarterback being carried. Jake Fromm, arguably, and no question, the best high school quarterback I've ever laid my eyes on. And I say that having watched Cam Newton play high school, Jaquez Green, who was a receiver for Florida out of Beach County, played quarterback, Chancey Stuckey over at Northside. Like, I could go down a list. David Green. I can go down a list of quarterbacks I've laid my eyes on. I've never seen a quarterback on a high school level that was as good as Jake Fromm was at Hoco.
Oh, man.
And I tell you, this man controlled his offense.
He was at Warner Robins, wasn't he?
No, Hoco. His brother went to Warner Robins.
Oh, okay.
He controlled his offense. At the time they played Northside and Peach County, both of their defenses, he controlled the referee. He controlled the bands. He controlled the PA announcer. This man had total control of the entire stadium. Everything moved to Jake Fromm's beat. Best high school quarterback I ever seen. I think he will push for that number 2 spot. And possibly one day, barring the way quarterbacks retire and get injured and stuff, have an opportunity to be a starter in the NFL. And it will solidify his career towards the end.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. But can I just go back and address what Zachary Williams said? It might kind of give us some insight on the topic we just left. He said, according to the article, last year he played for Greene County while being homeschooled. She contacted Laney's administration in March of 2023 to make sure it wouldn't be an issue before transferring, but somebody dropped the ball, like I thought. Might be like Obadiah said, she might need to get an attorney.
It could be, like I say, I know for me personally, I don't know the Georgia High School Sports Association bylaws on that. Because they have a special set of rules just for kids being homeschooled, participating in their home district school. So do they have to do a bona fide move to move from Greene County to Laney?
I would it to any parents listening out there that do homeschool your kid and you're considering having them play Georgia High School Association football. My suggestion to you would be not only do you contact the school, but you need to contact the Georgia High School Association because they have people there that specialize that and they can tell you can get it from them. So let's see. Jeffrey says Washington really loves that number 1. I believe Jacoby Brissett is their number 2 and he won't give it up.
We shall see.
So this is my question for not only the panel, but the viewers also. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen the drawing, the diagram, the illustration of the so-called proposal of the new stadium at Buford High School, or shall I say the University of Buford.
$60 million. I've seen it.
They're intending to spend $60 million on a high school stadium within the state of Georgia at Buford. What are y'all thoughts?
And on some show, I can't remember which movie it was, but it was like $50 million. I'd kill me for $50 million.
Or Rush Hour. They were trying to they kidnapped.
When he was asking for the money, the ransom.
He said $50 million. Who y'all kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton?
Chelsea Clinton.
So when you're talking about $60 million to build a high school stadium, that's unheard of. Like, come on, man. Like, I know now, first off, if anybody ever visit that North Gwinnett area, you'll understand. They got that money up there. There is money.
Yeah.
If you ever visit Buford, Georgia, and you actually saw the size of Buford, Georgia, you know, you got a city called Houston where a lot of the Mill Creek kids are going, which is right next door to Buford. You got Peachtree Ridge in the Sugar Hill area, Swanee. You know, all of that area is money. And a lot of those kids are going to Buford.
This is what I'm gonna say.
It's ridiculous.
It ain't tricking it. It ain't tricking if you got it.
There it is. I'm with Charles Scott. That's what I was gonna say. He says Texas has been doing it, and it's just a matter of time before other states start doing it as well. Obadiah says
Well,
in the next 4 years they're gonna push the state championship to that state.
no, that's not gonna happen. But here's my thing though. This is what we gotta understand and realize about Buford. One, I'm gonna piggyback on what Yo said. They got the money up there in that community, in that city. Because that's all they really got up there outside of the Falcon training camp. Number two, understand what Buford is doing right now. Buford is on a national level. Why not invest in the program that is making you money right now?
Okay.
Y'all got to understand, Buford gets paid to travel to these different games, these different non-region games out of state that they're doing. They're playing top 25 teams in the nation. So, and they're beating them, and they're winning.
Okay. Again, Darius, Texas high schools stadiums are like college stadiums, and some Las Vegas schools and California schools. And look at IMG. Okay, you talking Florida, California,
Texas.
and Texas. Texas got more money.
We know that Texas got oil money out there.
Florida got the casino money. California and Florida is California and Florida. A lot of tourist attraction. You got all of this stuff going on. They got money. Georgia can't join that because, again, outside of Beaufort and some John Creek, Alpharetta area schools, maybe some Gwinnett County schools, who else you think Peach County can build a $60 million stadium?
No. But you're missing you're missing an important point on this, though. You're missing a valid point on this. Beaufort how long has Beaufort been playing a national schedule?
I understand that.
And those teams are willing to come to Georgia to play them. So therefore, why not build the facilities to accommodate those type of teams, for one, and then number two, that type of facility to accommodate ESPN.
You don't think they could do that with $30 million?
When you look at the drawing, field house at the end of the end zone, you're making the home side much bigger, improving the press box, making the visitor side bigger. Why? Why not? When you know you're going to get your money back.
Okay.
Within a I'm just gonna say it, within a 25-year period, you know you're gonna get your money back.
Okay. So now let me just ask you this. There was a game played last weekend. Probably, if you ask me, the top game in the nation, regardless of these national rankings and whatnot. The hype that was surrounding this game was the top game in the nation. Okay. That was played in Carrollton. Carrollton has a nice stadium and facilities over there. I can bet you my yearly salary, it ain't no $60 million. And guess who was there filming that game? ESPN. You don't need that facility. It's a waste of money. It don't make any sense. ESPN can still come. You can still play your national schedule. You could have put 10, 20 million into a stadium and been just as nice as what they trying to do over there with that kind of money.
Have you seen Bishop Gorman Stadium? Hold on. Have you seen Bishop Gorman Stadium?
I have not. Again.
Google. Do me a favor. No. Just do me a favor. Google Bishop Gorman Stadium and take a look at it. All right. Why not? If you're Beaufort and you know you're gonna be on this national scale, this national profile, year in and year out, why not build a stadium / facilities to go with?
I'm looking at the comments. Let's see. Obadiah says they'll be the first school to have an indoor facility in the next 15 years. Watch what I tell you. Jeffrey Murray says just like Valdosta just went up to, I don't know, they went up to Ohio. Darius said that the school they played in Ohio, that stadium is big. The Dutch Fork and Colquitt game was played in some other stadium with other teams playing. He also said, Darius says Gainesville has a nice facility, but Deshaun Watson helped pay for it. And Charles says those other schools haven't been as consistent as Buford. And Bishop Gorman Stadium is amazing. I'm gonna go to YouTube.
Please go Google that thing. But the thing,
no. Go to the state revenue of these states that y'all calling out. Go and check what Georgia fall in the national rank by state in revenue.
No, expand your vision, dog. Get off this local thing. Buford is on a national level right now. Buford is hands and feet above other schools in the state of Georgia as far as national attention right now. Why not? You got the revenue stream coming in. You're selling out games week in and week out just so people can say they saw this kid play. What other school in the state of Georgia are producing high school football players to go to college more than Buford is?
Oh, I want to answer that question. Do your homework on that one and find out.
Okay, do my homework on that. How many 5-stars Buford got playing for them right now?
I wouldn't give a what.
How many 5-stars on the defensive side of the ball at Buford right now? How many 5-stars are on the offensive side? You got one on the offensive side. You got at least two at a minimum on the defensive side of the ball. These kids are drawing national attention, which in turn puts the national spotlight on Buford. Why not build a stadium to accommodate that? When you know you're going to be on that you're going to have that spotlight consistently for years to come.
I'll say this. I'm sure they'll have watchdogs looking at things, but I would be interested in looking at these contracts that are going to go forth with regard to the building of this stadium, looking at different clauses and stuff. $60 million is a lot of money, and it can be a lot of money hidden somewhere. So somebody getting kicked back somewhere.
No, I'm gonna tell you where the money's hidden at. You gotta understand, with Buford, they're not only winning in football, they're winning in other sports also.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not a sports stadium.
I'm just saying, with $60 million, don't be surprised if some of it is quote unquote misappropriated and it's a miscellaneous expense.
Y'all do understand Buford is being treated as a school within the SEC, right?
Okay, mark my words. Y'all know my purpose has always been check my receipts. I can guarantee you in the next 5 years, if that stadium has been completed, they're going to regret what they did.
Okay, and I'm going to put...
If their intention is to go national, I mean, because and to start
has been national. If this is something that would have been done, it should have been done 10 years ago.
No, sir. No, dude. I'm going to ask you one question. As any football player in the state of Georgia, if you had the choice of one school to play for, who would you want to go play for right now? No strings attached, no GHSA on it. Who would you want to go play for? They ain't going to say Buford. Why? Because Buford is on the spotlight. It's in the spotlight, the national spotlight at that.
Well, I know a kid who had the opportunity that Buford was recruiting and he chose to stay. So I don't think Buford got that kind of power that you think.
Okay, but with a stadium like that and a facility like that, that would have changed. If Buford had that stadium facility in place right now, that thought process would have changed.
Next 5 years, mark my words.
Okay. Charles said, do you know how many players are going to transfer yearly because of that stadium? They're not going to fall off. They're thinking big. Jadon says it's time for Georgia to play with the big boys. And then Chad Murphy says, what happens if Buford falls off down the road like other dynasties have?
Here's my thing, man. Buford ain't finna fall down no time soon.
Next
Not
Friday.
as long as that coach is there, they ain't going nowhere.
So I think do so in the future. Let me I'll ask the panel. I mean the podcast listeners too. Do you see Buford going the way of IMG within the next few years? Especially,
I don't see Buford going private like that, like IMG, i.e., making students pay tuition to go there. I don't see that. The thing is with Buford, you got to understand
the national schedule.
No, my thing is this: you got to keep in mind, Buford is not only winning in football; they're winning in all other sports also. Go look at the receipts. Buford is winning in and dang on near everything in 7-8 in sports.
Even in
so the thing is, the revenue to pay for that stadium, for those facilities, is coming into the athletic department through other sports also.
But this football is a sports stadium. This is a football stadium.
I'm with you on that. But what I'm getting at is the athletic department has the revenue coming in. Dude, you got to look at this from a college perspective. The athletic department has the revenue coming in to pay for
it. Yeah, I still think it's going to be a lot of taxes and splashes and stuff done up there to get
Now that I would not be surprised on if Buford worked the deal out with the city of Buford to get money from the city to help pay for that stadium, i.e., like an NFL stadium would. If they did, that was smart business by the AD.
We got some questions. With Hoko and Langston Hughes quarterbacks, so are you saying Hoko and Langston Hughes QBs decide to go to Buford if they had the chance to transfer right now? Probably not.
What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. If Buford had that stadium right now, that's number one, right? With the current status that the football program is in, if you ask any football player in the state of Georgia, no strings attached, where would you want to play at? I want to play at Buford on that national level, in that stadium, in the spotlight. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You're building a $60 million stadium, right? We agree. This is what they're saying. Headline, Buford, $60 million stadium. Do Buford even sell out their games on the stadium that they have now? Because I can tell you, that's a no. They're not even selling out the stadium they have.
You know why? It's called standing room only. I guarantee you go back look at any Buford game. They got folks standing all around that stadium, that track, to view that game. I bet you they do.
No, man.
I bet you they do.
No.
Well, it sounds like the podcast gotta go to Buford one Friday night to see.
I to Buford back.
Oh, you know what? You breaking up, yo.
Go ahead, bro.
Man, go back to the garage.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was trying to hear what you were saying.
So let me get this out of the way. Darius said when you go to IMG, you're getting ready for D1 football. IMG has players from all over the world, and Buford wants that. Hawk says, I hadn't seen you today, Hawk. How are you? I'm just telling you hello because I hadn't seen you comment earlier. He says when they build that stadium, it will become private. Darwin asked if the other sports are competitive on the national level too.
No, only state level.
Jeffrey says that stadium won't just be used for football, just like Jerry Jones, the Cowboys stadium. So,
okay, let me back. Okay, that stadium. Okay, when Buford completes that stadium, it will not be used for state title games. But I guarantee you this: it will be used that first week of the season by other schools. i.e., Corky Kell will move up there. Corky Kell will be showing games, and I'm using Corky Kell as an example. They will be showing games played from that Buford Stadium.
Mm. Charles Scott agrees with you, Mike. He says those any kid, if they had the opportunity to play at Buford, they would transfer immediately. Paul says, I want to know how much of that $60 million is coming from Georgia alumni. I don't think we'll ever know where the $60 million is really coming from.
Yeah, we ain't gonna know. But I do believe that they worked the deal out with the city of Buford to pay for that school. Because when fans come in to watch Buford play, they're spending money within the city of Buford, either before or after those games.
Bro, I'm one that's just not completely sold on Buford at all. I mean, again, I've always questioned which athletes stand out on Sundays and Saturdays. I've always questioned, what coaches do you hear leave Buford as a coordinator or a position coach, go on to have a successful career as a head coach anywhere else?
Well, maybe they're good at what they do on the high school level. I mean, because clearly
in high school, coordinator that's in Buford system.
But okay. First things first. Everybody on this podcast knows I'm not a Buford fan. I'm playing devil's advocate for this broadcast. So, with that being said, we've already. Well, I know I did anyway tonight. That we can't. How many NFL players can you name from Buford?
I told you I can only think of 5 guys, and I can't think of. I had to do research, and it was like 5 guys that I know came from Buford that actually made it to the NFL. And
No. Okay, let me back up. Not made it to the NFL, got a career in the NFL.
That's the point I'm trying to say. That's a negative. None.
Okay. And with that being said, I've already stated in this show earlier that the question was brought up, a list was put out. They got 2 long snappers that got a longer career than anybody. They got long snappers. They got a long career better than anybody else on that list. Okay. Buford put out, I'm going to say it again, Buford put out great high school football players. They produced great high school football players. We haven't had anybody from Buford at the collegiate level that was a national name. That was a name that you could call off from the college level, nor from the NFL level, with the exception of the tight end from Georgia. Nada. That's the only one I can think of. And how long did Nada last in the NFL?
Not long.
So we agree on that when it comes to Buford and the products coming out of there. But that should be changing soon with the recruits that'll change in the next 2 to 3 years with these recruits that'll leave in Buford, going to the collegiate level. Hopefully they can produce and make it to the NFL and actually be a household name that we can recognize and call off without hesitation.
Charles Scott said Darius Walker was okay at Dallas.
No.
Next.
Dallas says if 4A Benedictine wins every state title in all sports, what happens if they put them in 6A next year?
They're not going to 6A next year. So that question is irrelevant.
Well, now what will happen though is they'll be mixed in with some other 5A schools, and it might get a little tougher for them.
No, it ain't.
Well, I doubt it because they ain't playing Buford, and Phil Jones said they're the second best team in the state behind Buford. So
that other Facebook page.
So
that's what we're gonna say. Man, that's what Pepsi's talking about.
Yeah, Coke, don't worry about Pepsi. So, Mike, do you have the question of the night?
Yeah, my question of the night is this. For you to get ready and watch a game, whether it's tailgating or cooking at home, what are you throwing on the grill? I know for me personally, I'm either throwing a slab of ribs or a pork butt. Cause I love me some butt.
Oh God, I knew that was coming before you.
It's
So,
But my question for the fans is though,
it's
if
two
you tell,
can't
go
go,
ahead.
two things you can't go wrong with when you're talking about grilling for sports: ribs and sausages, brats. You know what I mean? You go that way,
Boy,
you gonna win every time.
I'm with
Jeremy,
you on that. I'm with you on that until you say it proper. That Canuck sausage is something else.
Well, when I say sausage and brats, I'm just saying along that family of, you know what I mean?
Oh, hey, now
you
you
love
know I gotta
sausage.
hit you.
You love
Now,
sausage too, Mike.
now you know and that's what I was about to say. I gotta hit you with the low down dirty saying. Sausages?
Let's see. Jeremy says he likes deer sausages and ribs. Darius says ribs or steak. Obadiah says anything barbecue. Charles says wings, sausage, and hamburgers plus a butt. Darwin says Georgia boy sausage for the prelims. Darius says sausage. Kenneth says smoked sausage and wings. Jadon says ribs, sausage, and wings. Y'all don't like pork chops?
For a football game, yeah.
For a football game? Nah.
You
Yeah.
do grilling?
Nah. Don't get me wrong now. Pork chops are nice because you can grab by the bone and go all around that joker. But it all depends. They gotta be center cut pork chops though. You can't have that end piece with that extra piece of bone in it. You know what I'm saying? They gotta all be center cut so you can work around that joker and treat it like a T-bone steak.
Jeffrey Murray says chicken. Paul says turkey legs. Okay.
All right, Paul.
I feel them.
Charles said Cordell has the best sausages. I'm glad they're the best at something. Robert says ribs and chicken. And oh yeah, that's what I like, Jadon. Every now and then a brisket.
Okay, I got a question for Jadon. How long does it take you to cook a brisket?
8 hours. Direct.
Now, Sean, we straight carnivores. We ain't got nothing vegan going on.
You know he tried it.
Straight carnivores.
Ooh, hey Danny, how are you?
Danny, my man, what's good with you?
Hey,
Well, and
Danny.
depending on the event or the game, some people do tailgate all day. I don't tailgate, but a couple of times a year when I do, we get out there at 7:00 in the morning and we leaving at 6 in the evening because it's getting dark. So we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have it all.
All right, well, I want.
Jadon,
Go ahead, yo.
Man, I'm about 8 hours on direct heat. I don't want to slow cook him. I keep him good and rotated for about 8 hours on direct heat. That's all you need for a brisket.
Darwin says 10 to 12 hours, low and slow. That's Darwin. I want your brisket.
Okay.
Tender.
Man, let me tell y'all something. I don't know what y'all doing on these grills, but y'all better learn the Myra mixing method. 6 hours. Good. Hot and fast. 6 hours. I got a brisket done.
6 hours?
6 hours. I got a brisket done. Hot and fast. Start out at 375. Let that temp drop down to 3 and let that temp drop down to 300, 275 over time.
Okay,
Hot and fast over 6 hours. Got it down to a science.
And then I'm gonna ask this question real quick, but I want you to. I'm gonna ask a question, but I'm gonna ask Jeffrey's question first. He says, "I just want to know who y'all are taking. His Jenkins County War Eagles are traveling to Johnson County on Friday. Who did you?
Johnson County.
Johnson County.
Johnson County.
They did you wrong,
Johnson,
Jeffrey.
Johnson County.
Peach Butcher's paper. Low and slow with Peach Butcher's paper. That's how Jadon Harris said. So let me ask y'all this since we're on grilling. Because this is my question. When I go in to the appliance stores and to the stores, I see a whole bunch of gas grills.
No, stop right there.
No, don't even mess with them.
I'm trying to figure out who's buying them because y'all seem like the kind that like, what do y'all cook with? Y'all cook with wood chips? Y'all cook with charcoal. What y'all do?
Charcoal guy with some whoop down flakes for flavor. Let it smoke.
Yeah, I normally cook. I'm using either charcoal or uh man, what's the things called? Dag nabbit. The rocks, not the lava rocks, but the man B&B. I can't even think of it now.
Charles said
On
charcoal
the
in the
but
chimney.
but yeah, nothing but charcoal, no lighter fluid, light it up in the chimney. I use my pro. I do use my turkey fryer to get my coals hot before I throw them on there. But for the most part, though, no lighter fluid, straight charcoal or charcoal lumps, and wood. Pecan wood. Pecan goes on everything. If I'm cooking pork, I'm throwing some apple wood or peach wood on it. If I'm cooking chicken or steak, I'm throwing
Mesquite
in
all day.
addition with the pecan.
Mesquite on everything. I wet down my mesquite, throw it on them coals, and let it roll.
Bear says he uses the
Now,
pellet
pellet
grill.
grill, I ain't gonna lie, pellet grill, you're cheating. But, I'm gonna let you have that one because you got to plug it up to get it running. So so it's still electrical.
Kenneth says oak wood and charcoal, low and slow. Obadiah says what team has the best pregame cooking as a visitor? I don't know, but I'm fixing to I'm fixing to go around the state and figure it out. Darius says Thomasville has
This,
some good food.
hey, hold on. Let me answer Obadiah real fast. Food that visitor. Just ask Little Crispy.
Cedar Grove, that's what he's trying to say. Thomasville has good food. And Sean, last but not least, he says, I don't cheer for no team with the name Eagles, not even the American Ball Eagle, Khabib. I don't know how to say that. Dagestani Eagle. I won't even buy my kids American Eagle clothes. Anyway, Peach over Northside by 10. Okay. Well, guys, it has come to the time. EP has given us the red light telling us it's time to end the show. Want to thank all of our panel members. Shout out to Sis for doing a great job with the news segment.
Great set.
Great segment. Awesome topics. Shout out to the Wizard. We certainly appreciate you. Again, people, if you think the Wizard is wrong, go to the Friday Night Lights podcast page and do your pick'ems for this week so you can rub it in his face and let him know he's wrong. To everybody out there in podcast land, we could not do this without you. We just thank y'all so much for engaging us and talking and listening to what we have to say and just giving us insight to what y'all do. I've certainly learned a whole lot about a whole bunch of teams that I didn't know much about. So again, thank you so very much. I certainly appreciate it. Y'all have anything else, panel?
Man, I ain't got nothing but peace up, 8 times down. You know what it is from here, shout.
All right. So with that, we will see you guys Friday.
I do real quick. I'm sorry. Shout out Wody. I do apologize. I don't know the kid name, but Wody posted a kid from Darty, played DB for Darty, had a great interception in the game, but this kid has a 4.0 GPA.
Hey, awesome.
I apologize for not knowing the kid name, but I will spotlight him on our next show. That's great. That's awesome. Good. Keep up the good work. Wody, if you're listening, please let that kid know us at FNL said congratulations and keep up the good work.
We appreciate it. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Darius. We appreciate it. Friday night around 11:30, we want y'all back here for our unfiltered episode of Say It With Your Chest. So you can get it all out and we can do recaps of Friday Night Light games. Depending on how my Trojans do, that will dictate how much I say with my chest. If we win, I'll be chill. If we don't win, I'm gonna be off the chain. So we do have a player of the week. We do have player of the week nominations, Sean. and we should be giving them out soon. So with that being said, but yeah, thanks for the suggestion. We appreciate it, especially the certificate part. Thank you. All right, guys. With that said, good night.
Good night.
Good night. See y'all Friday.
Night, 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 night.